Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is January 1st, New Year's Day 2023, and as you can see behind me, it's a blue sky day. I hadn't planned to fly today, but when you get blue skies like this, you just have to. I've got the DJI Mavic 3 with me. It's a windy day. Now, you're going to see UAV forecast says like 18-mile-an-hour gusts. It's all of that, if not more. There's definitely a cold wind blowing here. It says it's 38 degrees. It actually feels colder than that. Anyway, I wanted to show you a little bit different area, and so I was looking around, and one of the things, well, let's quit messing around. Let's get the bird in the air, and then I can talk about what we're looking at. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Hey, okay, I've got everything fired up. I've got the DJI RC Pro, of course, to fly with. And I want to point out to you that I've got the Mavic 3 sitting right at the cross of a couple of parking spots. And that's kind of a test of precision landing. One of the things about the Mavics is they don't require a landing pad to do a precision landing. They'll find a spot that they took off from. So I'm going to start a screen recording now. And I did that with the controller. And I did mention I'm connected Wi-Fi, and you can see that I've got a map going here. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Gosh darn, I'm just trying to touch on the little, get us back on the attitude indicator there. Let's go ahead and start recording now. We're in 4K 60, so starting recording. Let's do an automated takeoff on the app. And I hear an aircraft. I'm going to get eyes on him. He is way to the west of me, so that's good. Touching that, yeah, this screen is, there we go, there's takeoff. And there's the drone. And you can see the wind. Now UAV, look at the way the drone is tilting. UAV forecast says 18-mile-an-hour gusts. I'm telling you, it's all of 18 miles an hour right now. Let's spin the drone around here, and we can kind of bring it in. It's you know, even the Mavic 3 is dealing with a little wind here. And I'm looking behind me, what's the best way to do our droney? There's a bunch, there's some baseball fields right there, but I think I can shoot between all the light poles and other poles that are there to do our droney. So I'm gonna drop the camera down just a little bit. And pardon me, like I said, in this cold weather, it's even can be hard to talk, but reversing up now, reversing up. And of course, one of the cool things about the Mavic 3 is it does have 360 obstacle avoidance, so you know, you may not be as worried about that stuff as you otherwise might. But this is what we're looking at here. This is Oahe High School, and this is their baseball fields here. And one of the things that I wanted to show you today is the area that I often show in some of the parks. I show some of the urban areas of the Treasure Valley, and that's the part of Idaho that I live in. Boise, Meridian, Nampa, Caldwell, that's all called the Treasure Valley. But there's a lot of it that's still rural, and this high school is kind of in the middle of that. So I thought it might be a good spot to kind of show you around a little bit. So let's fly around, and we're still going to see some new developments. But these farmers' fields, you know, eventually they're all going to be houses. I have no doubt about it. But let's just take the opportunity to look around. There's so much growth here in Idaho that they're having to build schools very quickly. This Oahe High School, it's not very old. I don't think it's more than a couple of years old, if that. They're building schools as fast as they can. But it's the Oahe Storm, and there's their football field. Look at that nice new football stadium. with track around it and everything. Really nice facility. You got to appreciate that. But let's pick it back up here. And I've got a lot of aircraft flying, and he's way to the west of me as well. So you just always want to keep an eye on where manned aircraft are at. I think they can't resist this blue sky day too. So if you're looking for context of where I'm at, I often show you when I'm flying, I show you the Boise front. And there that is off in the distance over there. Let me pick up the camera and we might as well zoom in on that. I'm trying to remember how far I think I can go. It's either 3 times or 4 times zoom. And there we go. So, sorry about that. That was a little quick. On the zoom wheel, I got my gloves on. Yeah, so 3 times zoom is all we can do when we're in 4K 60 frames per second. But there's the Bogus Basin Ski Resort at the top of the Boise front there. And let me see if I can be a little more graceful about the zoom back out and have it a little slower than that weird zoom that I did on the way in. And even that's it's weird, you know, when you're wearing gloves, it can be hard to do this stuff, but that's me making excuses. But there again, lots of housing developments here. We can kind of move sideways over this. And, you know, these were all farmers' fields a couple years ago, and now it's all new houses. And that's just, you know, part of what it is. You get a lot of people moving into the area. Natural growth, you always have natural growth, but you get a lot of people moving in. And boy, I'll tell you what, it is a windy son of a gun today. I've got my back to the wind right now. The wind is coming from the west to the east. And let's get you turned around here, and you'll see the low winter sun in the sky. But, you know, this is also to show you that, you know, Idaho has always been primarily an agricultural based economy. And of course, like a lot of places, that's changing. So now we're kind of facing southwest, and you can see that winter sun high in the sky there. Now those mountains that you see off in the distance there, those are the Oahe Mountains. Let's come straight forward. And that is what this high school is named after. It's named after those mountains you see off there in the distance there, the Oahe Mountains. And if you want to buy a new house, looks like we're building some here. Boy, they sure put them close together, I can tell you that. Anyway, let me drop. I went up just a little too high there. Drop a little, and let's just kind of ease around the front of the school here. Give you a look at this school. Really neat facility. I'm always happy to see these kind of high quality facilities, public facilities built to educate our kids. You know, I'm looking down there, and we're going to have to take a look at that. I'm looking at a lot of parking spaces that look to be painted there. So they must allow some of the seniors to paint their parking spots like I've seen at some of the charter schools. So this is me dropping the camera here so you can kind of see this school. This is a big darn high school, isn't it? This is a good-sized operation. And of course, no school now. Everybody's on Christmas break. Well, let's pick up the camera again. Oh, well, shoot, right here is some more of those painted parts. Shoot, not far from where you can see where I'm standing there. I missed these altogether. Didn't even see them. Let's see if we can avoid hitting a light pole, and we'll come down and we'll take a look at some of these. Yeah, look at that. You got some pretty creative kids there painting their parking spots. This is kind of I think this is kind of a cool idea. We'll spin around, and I hear another aircraft here, so I'm taking a look at him. And I heard a noise behind me, and you know, turned around and I saw something in the air. Oh yeah, that's my Mavic. So these are right next to where I'm standing. So yeah, okay. Enough of that. But I think it's kind of cool that they let the kids do that. Yeah, we might as well come over and take a look at these other ones here too. Drop down, and I'm sure this is a senior only thing. Yeah, look at that, senior 2023. Yeah, and the train station 9 3/4 from Harry Potter. Yeah. Anyway, and somebody's the king, and that's Bailey's parking spot. In case you didn't know. Okay, let's pick that camera up. We've seen enough of that, I think. And what the heck? Let's grab some altitude and take you across into the field here. And this is the Idaho that a lot of people remember. And this is a drain ditch right here. This is where the water goes that drains off of the fields when they're done irrigating. We'll just go down this guy a little ways. And we're almost going kind of due west here. Looks like we got a little pond here. Yeah, we better drop down and take a look at that. What do you think? You know, is this a man-made little reservoir? Probably. Yeah, we got some ducks taking advantage of it there. You know, you just never know what you're going to run across. I better look this up on the map. Who knows? Maybe there's a name for it. I suspect this is just something that some farmer probably built. And boy, you know, I'm trying to do this with gloves on, and it is not easy. I'm telling you. Okay, moving forward. One of the things that I saw over here is right next to the school is a closed dairy farm, and that's another big part of the economy here. Is traditionally Idaho is a huge dairy state, and of course that's how I made my living for years. Is working for the dairy companies, and so it's kind of near and dear to my heart. This looks like the remains of an old farmhouse here right below us. But this right here that we're heading to here, that is an old dairy farm. And that building right in front of us, I recognize that as that's an old milking parlor, I'm sure. Let's drop down a little bit. And we'll ease off. Looks like it's seen better days. A feed silo. And I think that looks like another milking parlor there, probably. I can't say that for certain. But, you know, evidently wasn't worth staying in business, so that's done. But we got a lot of water behind this place here, too. Surely that can't be intentional. Looks like they got some trucks parked there. Well, we'll move around that. But one of the things and one of the reasons that I wanted to make this flight and show you was, you know, how urbanization is affecting things here. This was all farmland for as far as you could see for a long time. And, you know, now they just buy out another farmer's field and instantly there's another 400 houses. So let's move on around here and give you a look. And there you can see all the housing developments, and they just keep coming. Keep coming. People got to have a place to live. I'm not saying I'm against it at all, but it's worth noting. It is a change. And I haven't been able to show that always in all of my videos, so I thought this would be an opportunity to do it. Well, I guess that's about it for a New Year's Day flight. You guys have pretty much seen what there is to see here close by, and you can see it's a nice blue sky day, albeit very, very cold. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit return to home here, and let's see if we can get a precision landing. I'm going to do it on the controller. And the drone is coming right back to us. And I'll drop that camera down as we go. And by the way, a testament to the battery power on this Mavic 3. We're above 50% battery. And we've been flying for, well, I've been recording for about 13 and a half minutes. And I see another aircraft, but he is way up there. I always want to keep an eye, you know. I always tell people your ears are your best defense against avoiding manned aircraft. Yeah, he's almost right above me, but way above us height-wise. Yeah, I kicked that camera down too far, too fast. There you go. So we're coming over the baseball park here. And there we are. And let's see how close this guy will get. Remember, we stopped right at the cross on the parking spot there. So I kind of want to see. And I can't remember. I don't know if I gave the drone a good look at it. DJI says to take the drone up like, I think it's 7 meters high. So it looks like it's pretty close. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit it as close as I thought, but I also may not have given it a good enough look. The manual says, you know, to go straight up, and I can't remember if I did or not when I took off there. So we're about, it's on the line there. I'm going to stop recording on the drone. But we took off from this cross right here, so it's about 1.5 feet away. Let me get everything shut down, and we'll do a quick conclusion. And I do mean a quick conclusion. It's cold. Hey, okay, guys, I've got the DJI Mavic 3 all buttoned up. Very impressive product. You know, I have people ask me all the time, you know, what drone should I get? The Air 2S, the Mini 3 Pro, the Autel Lite Plus, etc., etc. If money is not a consideration, if you have the money, the Mavic 3, it's just quite simply the best drone that I've ever owned. It has the best camera, it has the most features, it flies the best, it does everything the best. It is the ultimate in consumer drones, period, end of report. And I won't mess around talking about all the features and so forth. However, this guy is just so impressive. And on a day like today, when we had constant wind, this thing, it didn't even bother it at all. So anyway, just a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just kind of a quick flight. I just kind of wanted you to see a little bit different part of the country here. I'm probably about, I don't know, 6 or 8 miles from my house, something like that. So it doesn't take you long to get out into the farmland. However, as you can see, that farmland is pretty quickly disappearing. So at any rate, that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, New Year's Day 2023. Everybody have a great year. The DJI Mavic 3. We'll see you guys later. Bye.